How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional evening. It has been a week since I have been over a week since I've been live, but if you follow my if you follow my social media on Facebook, you follow my even I even put a video when I was in Canada on here on YouTube and on TikTok, on Instagram, all that great stuff. So just getting back into the mix of things, but hey, life is good all at the same time, and we're gonna make it do what it do, as they say. All right, so it's been a minute since I talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly rant. A lot of times when I go live, I like to do my rant and I go from there. Now, before I get started, I'm not body shaming. If for people that know me, they know I've always loved bigger women. The BBW, I've always loved the BBW women before it was even a popular thing. Back when the whole BBW thing got popular online, on certain sites like Black Planet, MySpace, before there even was a Facebook or Instagram or anything of that nature. So let's just cut the nonsense on that one. So I'm not body shaming Lizzo, but I'm going to talk about Lizzo because whether Lizzo is a big woman or a small woman, it's not the case because Lizzo is the epitome of ratchetry from a big woman perspective, just like Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion is ratchetry from a petite women's size standpoint. So I'm talking about ratchetry. I'm not body shaming and doing all that nonsense. So Lizzo was a in shape woman and acted the same way that she acts now. I would be talking about her right now. All right. So no disrespect to her music. Her music is not for my generation. I'm an 80s baby. So um, I got to see Snoop Dogg, Too Short, Warren G, um, Wiz Khalif. So I got to see that on Tuesday night. So that's my generation of music. So that it is what it is. And it had vulgar moments all at the same time as well. But like Lady of Rage, yeah, I got to see her in person finally. She's from Farmville, Virginia. So to be able to see her in concert, it was a very beautiful thing. And she was rough as all get out, but one of the sickest lyricists, number one, and then two, still had way more class than Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and what's Lizzo, all together, all at the same time. Okay, Miss I rock rough and stuff with my Afro puffs. Um, Lady of Rage, she had way more class than all those three women I just mentioned combined in my personal. And she's rough from the hood, just like them, but she could dress up and dress down with the best of them and stuff. And she was quote unquote considered the big girl, but she still had more class, compared to a lot of these women nowadays. Like I said, it's like I got to think about hygiene and looking like you take a shower, and the roll out of bed look is very big on a lot of women and men, and it just blows my mind that we live in a generation of it's cool to look like I just rolled out of bed nonsense. It's cool to not look clean. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. So, anyways, I have to put my perspective on that. Let you know that I'm not body shaming anybody. I'm just like, hey, if you're ratchet, whether you're big or small, you're ratchet. So it is what it is. All right. Now that nonsense is out of the way. Pop singer, known for promoting body positivity and self love, is sued by three of her former dancers alleging sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. Lizzo has responded after three of her former dancers filed a lawsuit this week against her, alleging weight shaming, sexual harassment, and creating a hostile work environment. The last few days have been gut wrenching, difficult, and overwhelming, disappointing, she wrote on Instagram. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness. Okay. I'm not going to talk about your work ethic, but your morals. Let's stop. You're the person that pulled your. You're the person that pulled your pants down and twerked at a basketball game. I think it was in L.A. That was the first time I even heard of Lizzo because I don't keep up with entertainers like that. But yeah, that was the first time I even heard of Lizzo. She pulled her pants down and twerked at a basketball game where that's supposed to be a family event. Last time I checked, and I don't even go to sporting events, but that's the first time I heard about her. So yeah, you're the epitome. Once again, it's not body shaming. It's just how she acts. You're the epitome of of no class. So I'm just gonna keep it real. All right. Well, heck, most people are nowadays. Most people don't have any class. But anyways, so work ethic, morals, respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are unbelievable. And these are allegations. So this is not indefinitely, this is all allegedly at this time. So nothing has been proven. Okay. So I had to put that disclaimer out there all at the same time as well. But these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not address. So that's at the end of the day, that's the gist of it. The people in the lawsuit is Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Nicole Rodriguez, three dancers who previously performed with Lizzo filed a lawsuit. And this is only a couple days ago, August 1st, in Los Angeles against the singer and her team. And I know in the entertainment business, getting sued, and especially in California, getting sued is just like drinking water. It happens all the time. So that's why I said these are allegations. Nothing's been proven yet. Alleging that she pressured them into. They talked about this at an Amsterdam strip club to touch a nude performer, and they were subjected to them to an excruciating audition after falsely accusing them of drinking on the job. The lawsuit also includes claims of weight shaming and racial and religious harassment. The lawsuit names Lizzo, her production company, Big Girl, Big Touring, and dance captain Shirley Quigley as defendants. Not every claim was brought against each defendant in the suit. NBC News' efforts to reach the production company for comment were unsuccessful. In her statement, Lizzo pushed back against the dancers' allegations. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional, she wrote. Okay, once again, I'm trying to just figure out where this thing of being appropriate is that, because from what I see from most new artists, like I said, it could be Cardi B, it could be Lizzo, it could be Meg Thee Stallion, it could be a right that like respectability in acting like you have some class. I don't see it, because we do live in a generation of, what's going to add more. I don't even know how people could be more shocking nowadays, but what's shock value? How's it going to work with the algorithm, and how's it going to get me more attention? That's the generation that we live in right now. All right, but anyways. Article says, with passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. In response to Lizzo's statements, the dancer's attorney, Ron Zambrano, said in a statement that her denial of this reprehensible behavior adds to his client's distress. The dismissive comments and utter lack of empathy are quite telling about her character and only serve to minimize the trauma she has allegedly caused the plaintiffs, and other employees who have now come forward sharing their own negative experiences. While Lizzo notes it was never her intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable, that is exactly what she did, to the point of demoralizing her dancers and flagrantly violating the law. All right. So at the end of the day, whether this claims to be true or not, I've seen the crowd of most of these artists, whether it's my generation or newer generation, and it's nothing new. Like I said, these are all allegations, so I'm not going to say, but I'm just bringing the common sense into the equation. It's nothing new in regards to, of course, I don't have my microphone with me. All right, now I sound better now. But anyways, it's nothing new in regards to there being degenerate and crazy behavior on tours. I mean, hey, it's been going on since the beginning of time when it comes to tours. I mean, heck, Jimi Hendrix, the Four Tops, Sly and the Family Stones. If you look at the Who, I mean, you just go back to the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Janis Joplin. There was always some craziness going on tour. You look at the Motley Crue, you look at Limp Bizkit, Korn, Wu-Tang Clan, Bone Thugs and Harmony, whatever genre of music, there's always some craziness. That old saying, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, it's not a new thing. It is a thing. It happens on a regular basis, And now, does that excuse crazy behavior on tour? No. But if you're going to be in the entertainment industry, there's going to be a lot of degenerate behavior going on. I don't care what the situation may be. It's going to, people are going to be on the road. Fans are going to be throwing stuff at you, whether it's sexual, money, whatever, drugs, they're going to be throwing stuff at you. I mean, heck, even Noriega was talking about when he used to go on tour, how he was like, it was crazy how he would always want to go to the hood to buy the weed, when he could have just had somebody else do it for him. And he was like, there was so many situations where he could have been killed, robbed, etc., or just put in jail for doing the deed. So because the marijuana laws weren't as lenient back then as far as the 90s and early 2000s as they are today. That's something to take into consideration. So whether these statements are true or not, all I can say is to anybody in the entertainment business is you have to be on your P's and Q's. That's what I said. This isn't just me talking about Lizzo. This is anybody. If you're in any industry, but especially the entertainment industry, you have to be more on your P's and Q's. You have to constantly be dealing with a lawyer to ensure to keep yourself out of trouble. You have to constantly have people sign non-disclosure statements. There's this, and that's just the one-on-one aspects of it. I'm sure an actual attorney, with an actual law license, could actually, give more in-depth information and analysis in that regard. But you have to always be on your P's and Q's just in that aspect. As a regular working person, you have to be always on your P's and Q's. That's why this whole notion of people even putting unless you're a sex worker, putting all this crazy stuff out there, or unless you're self-employed, you shouldn't be talking bad about your employer. That's just what it is. That's my personal opinion. I'll leave it at that. But that's the ugly of it all. Like I said, with Lizzo, I mean, I wish everybody the best in this life, but at the end of the day, let's just keep it real. I'm kind of tired of having to keep reading about these celebrities getting into trouble and the nonsense intentionally, because most working people will never see the amount of money that these people make, but yet still people are always, and I mean always, finding a way to screw up the bag. Okay. And then the thing is, couldn't this have been worked out with the dancers if this actually happened? Because you all, as an entertainer, I think Lizzo's been in the game long enough, because I remember the first time I saw it was way before the pandemic. So homegirl's been in the game, long enough to know that you're in a sea full of sharks, and the sharks and the piranhas are always constantly trying to come at you. But the thing is, are you willing to be able to fight them off? Are you even willing to be able to keep them out of your circle? A lot of people have had to learn the hard way. Chris Brown had to learn the hard way. He had to spend time in jail and whatnot. Tupac, rest his soul, had to learn the hard way. He had to spend time in jail. So in a lot of artists, the artist Mac, one of the best rappers that was on the old No Limit Soldiers, No Limit Records and whatnot. I think he just got out of prison recently and he's performing now. I think he spent 20 years in prison and he was on his way up, but because he was at the wrong place at the wrong time, see murder, same thing, wrong place, wrong time. That's, it's like, I get why now. I remember seeing Chris, because we were talking about entertainers. So seeing Chris Brown on Drink Champs, and he's like, the way he has his house set up in Los Angeles, whenever he parties in his house. He's got his house set up for hey, we might go out to the club, do some promotion or whatnot, but we bring the party back to my house. We have people sign non-disclosure agreements. We have people say that we're going to do XYZ on video. He has all the bases covered because he wants to have a good time, but he wants to ensure that he's covering, it's that good old CYOA, okay, or CYOB, cover your butt, okay, because we're live on YouTube and Facebook. I'm not going to cuss, but cover your butt. And that's just when it comes to anything in this life. But a lot of people just want to be reckless and careless. And unfortunately, eventually it will catch up with you. If not a disease, you get killed, you can get hurt, you can end up in prison, you can be sued. In this case, with Lizzo's situation, you can be sued for millions of dollars. All right. And there's, like I said, especially being in a place like LA, New York, Atlanta, as far as the entertainment capitals of the United States of America, Miami, you are constantly being hunted. So I just leave it at that. There's not much more I can put in perspective on that one. Whether it's true or not is irrelevant. All I can say to Lizzo, whatever the case may be careful. I don't wish anything bad on anybody, whether I care for your information or your music or not. I don't wish anything bad on anybody. I mean, life is precious. Life should be taken seriously. And unfortunately, a lot of people are just not taking life seriously. And they're just doing what they do. And then they wonder why life ends up the way that it ends up. So now I saw, when I was in the gym today, I saw this article. And this was a very interesting article, because this is stuff that's not talked about enough, especially in the media, because the media just loves to promote negative stuff to scare the crap out of you. They never like to really talk about anything positive. All right. But this was very, very interesting. This tripped me out. So basically, workers become millionaires in the sale of employee-owned Philadelphia insurance company, Graham Company. The Graham Company actually is a national company, and its 15 workers or owners split most of their profits and whatnot when they split most of an estimated $375 million payout. All right. Because 6 years after workers acquired their company from second generation owner William A. Graham through an employee stock ownership plan, the 215 people who now work at Graham Company are selling the Philadelphia-based business insurance agency to a national broker, Marsh and McLennan Agency. Graham leaders confirmed Tuesday, which was 2 days ago, that their board has agreed to sell. The buyer, part of a global insurance giant, Marshall McLennan Corporation, which is based in New York City, won't say how much it's paying, but industry observers say recent transactions suggest that Marsh Lennon agreed to pay 5 times Graham's expected yearly sales, which works out to about $375 million. Filtered into a retirement plan that makes the sale tax-free, the total adds up to more than $1 million per worker, even after discounting a slice that will be used to pay down debt. For some, it will be a life-changing, said Mike Mitchell, the firm's 67-year-old vice chairman. The millions won't be split evenly. Staffers, including Graham, who is still the board chairman, are assigned shares prorated based on their responsibility and years of service. But no one executive owns as much as 10%, according to Mitchell and Ken Ewell, 65 years old, Graham's president and chief operating officer. Still, many of the company's long-serving employees will get a significant boost to collect more than $1 million each in their retirement plans. Now, before I even go further, this is the beauty of how when people with honor run a great corporation, or what it is known as an employee-owned corporation. Okay, because that means because there's very little companies that are left that are like this anymore. I even work for an employee-owned corporation, and when I left that corporation, this amount of money that I was able to roll over from my 401k was significantly higher than the other 401k plans that I utilized for the other corporations that I used to work for. I don't even think that company's still in existence. I don't really see them around anymore. But anyways, I digress. Anyway, Sarah Coots, who's a production specialist, says it's mind-blowing. She joined the firm in 1990. Wow, such a lifetime ago, and helps producers put together complex data-rich sales pitches. She became enthusiastic about worker ownership when the employee stock ownership plan was set up in 2017. She has enjoyed watching the estimated value of her shares grow modestly since then. Yet she was floored to learn at a company meeting last month that she and her colleagues would be paid 4 times more than the most recent estimate of their shares value when the company changes hands later this year. The shares have been amortizing over a 30-year period. With the company sold, they will vest all at once. How will it change her life? Kutz has a child who plans to start college in 2 years, and now she doesn't have to worry about how she'll be paying for that. She's also thinking of taking a trip to Bora Bora and sitting in one of those huts over there in the ocean. And she said maybe she'll get Eagles tickets, all that good stuff. And I don't see anything wrong with that, because that's a smart thing to do. Me, myself, I don't have kids, but that my buyout, I just buy more real estate. But that's just me. But this is the beautiful thing about sometimes, because I always say, and I never usually add the employee part, but I always say who you spend money with, who you do business with. Basically who you do business with, who you spend your money with, who you bank with, and at certain instances like this one, who you work with holds way more power than who you vote for, because a lot of times when you work for the right employer, they offer certain benefits and incentives to the point where it can help you retire early. Not only retire early, but it can help you retire in a very, very beautiful way, because this is what retirement's supposed to look like. This is how it's supposed to be designed and whatnot. But most corporations are not like this. Most corporations are not allowing people to have those kind of stock options, but a lot of them do, especially a lot of tech companies. Now, that's what I said. It's never always a one-stop shop. And not only just having a 401k, but they actually allow you to be a part of the stock purchasing plan with the company. So if the company does well, then you're able to get more dividends, and great dividends, not just a couple of cents off of like usually with most people who invest in the stock market, just like getting 30 cents here, $1 here, but getting actual hundreds of dollars via specific dividends and whatnot, and therefore it's able to increase your financial portfolio all at the same time. So I think this is a beautiful thing, and this is the part of the good in the world because it's not talked about enough. I gave you the ugly with the whole Lizzo situation, and I leave it at that. I think this is a beautiful thing, and I wish everybody the best of luck with this situation. I think it's going to just intensify all at the same time. Now, another article came up that I think this should be commendable, because this isn't talked about enough. Our senior citizen population, they do a wonderful job of a lot of times not talking about the good stuff that's happening with senior citizens. A 91-year-old man, I was reading this article. Either I'm doing two things that when I'm in the gym and I'm not specifically working out, I'm listening to my music and I'm reading articles on social media. So this 91-year-old man who has been working out at the same YMCA for 84 years. And this is in Iowa, Marshalltown, Iowa. And his name is Russell Whedon, better known as Buck, was a baseball player at Iowa State University in the early 50s. He's been going to the YMCA in Marshalltown, Iowa since he was 7 years old. While the why has changed a lot, his dedication never wavered. He says, "I don't mind it. It's enjoyable." Whedon said, "I see people I know." And that's the thing when you get older, because like the Netflix and chill crowd, I'm not mad at you, but I talk about you a lot. Life was not meant to just be sitting on your butt all the time and being on our cell phones and watching Netflix and Hulu. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. But there's a freaking world out here, and you need to get out and see it. And even after you get out and see it, still get out and do something outside your freaking house. And that's one of the biggest pet peeves I've learned with the pandemic, that too many people have gotten too comfortable with just sitting in a house and doing nothing and being Mr. and Mrs. Blah. Get up, get out, and do something. The fact that this 91-year-old man has been going to the same YMCA gym since the age of 7 years old that gives me more incentive to be more healthier and get out and take a bite out of the world. So that's one of the best things that I could talk about on that aspect. I think that's a beautiful thing, and I'll leave it at that. Okay, that's just what it is. So, Mr. Whedon, keep up the great work. At 91 years old, if I live to be that old, I hope I have the same energy that you have, because life is too short, but life was meant to be lived, and you're living your best life. Lil Duval, that song he made with Snoop Dogg, "Living My Best Life." Could not, I repeat, could not agree with that statement more. All right. Last but not least, before I get out of here and call it a night, remote workers are adopting a new practice called body doubling, in which they watch strangers work online. Body doubling helps ADHD workers be more productive and provides lonely workers with a sense of community. This article came out as of March of 2023. Nicole Onya, 24 years old, goes live on TikTok for about 5 hours every day. Okay. All while juggling her full-time job as a data analyst. You might wonder, like a 1960s infomercial narrator, how does she do it all? The answer is she's doing both at the same time, live streaming herself working from home to an audience ranging from hundreds to thousands of viewers. She usually starts at 9 a.m. and goes live an hour later. Her TikTok live videos, which she calls Work Alone Together, have earned her 100,000 plus followers. She has an aesthetic desk set up with ambient music, and she stops working from time to time to answer questions in her comments section from viewers who work alongside her. She is body doubling, or parallel working, a new term for an old strategy. Doing work in a presence of others, traditionally done in the same room, the trend is now taking over TikTok Live and Zoom, and remote work leaves many people struggling to concentrate or looking for community. Now, before I go further, one thing I can say about this, that I like it, because I think that we've all, even including myself, have had to figure out a way to have our own community, because most places are not really communities anymore in the United States of America. Most places are just neighborhoods. That's one thing that I miss from my generation growing up. And I know my parents' generation and my grandparents, there was more communities. There was very less neighborhoods. People talked to each other. People engaged with one another. When natural disasters happen, people helped each other out. I think you still have that mostly in the South and parts of the Midwest, but most places that are on the East Coast and the West Coast, you really just don't have it like that anymore, unfortunately, because people are just so spread out. But another thing that I can take into consideration is like I found my community during the pandemic because I felt like before the pandemic I didn't have it because I like to engage with men that like to talk about economics, investments, tax write-offs, and then we can have fun talking about other stuff later. But that is like I was talking to a young man last night. Great guy. He's coming up. He's about to open up. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's about to open up his own Domino's franchise. So we were having an engaging conversation for about an hour. And I told him, I said, yeah, this is like me talking about sports. I don't care about what Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are doing, or the Dallas Cowboys or the Washington Commanders are doing. I want to know what's happening in the economic pool because that's the information. If I had this information I had now as a 40-year-old man back in my early 20s, I'd be a millionaire or even more so because I would have implemented different business strategies. But hey, better late than never, as they say. But another thing to take into consideration, my community I found was with By the Hood University, the Black Business School, and with EYL University, known as Earn Your Leisure. And that's why I'm going to InvestFest at the end of this month of August, because that's the only community I want to be in, especially when I'm dealing with other men, is the economic community. I always say the only gang I want to be a part of and the party I want to be a part of and the community I want to be part of is the economic community. Screw the Democrats, screw the Republicans. Don't care about either one. If you're not a part of the economic gang, then we can't do anything together, period. I leave it at that. I keep it simple. But that's it. That's all I have for this evening. I just wanted to keep it simple and, put my perspective out there. So like I said, I'm not body shaming Lizzo. If anybody wants to take it that way, forget you, because I've said it 1,000 times. I don't body shame anybody. The only time you're going to hear me insult somebody is when they insult me. So that's just what it is. So you get what you give in this life. Every action, there is a reaction in this life. So on that note, do the great three things, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. If you're a stock market investor, crypto investor, individual retirement account investor, don't forget to check out WEBULL/acornscrypto.com. All those platforms, you'll be able to make some money moves, and you'll be able to buy cryptos and have individual retirement account known as IRA, so you're able to contribute money to another retirement account. Hey, you can make a lot of money moves with that stuff. And, hey, it's all good in the neighborhood. Don't forget to check out the online store. But on that note, I'm out. Hopefully you guys have had a great day. It's Thursday. The weekend is here. August. So if you've not done anything this summer, do something fun. Okay? Because life is too short. Do something fun. Do something fun. Do something fun. And of course, I just noticed you guys can't hear the music, but that's what happens when you're rushing, but it's all good. But yeah, do something fun. Let me know what you guys have done this summer. Let me know if you guys gone out by yourself, gone out with your significant others, with your families. Let me know what you got going on for the rest of the summer, because it's basically going to be over just like that. We're in the month of August, so it is what it is. But I'm giving you the good, the bad, the ugly of what I see happening in the world, and we go from there. But it is what it is. As I always say, make money move, or you're only broke like a fool. On that note, family, I'm out. Take care. And remember, when people come at you in a crazy, crazy way, just let them know.
No different than anyone else. No different than anyone else.
You really believe that nonsense you're saying? You really believe that nonsense you're saying?
Look at me when I talk to you. Look at me when I talk to you.
Always remember, family.
Don't hate the player. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Hate the game.
All right, family. On that note, take care. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time.
Mike, now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you're having a great day. If you've been watching Larry's Anything Goes programming, you know that we are not only providing great financial intelligence content as much as possible by interviewing other financial professionals, professionals in the travel industry, real estate industry, etc., and so forth, but we provide various services when it comes to specific products that we sell, from anything that you would actually find on Amazon or actually at Walmart, etc., and so forth. And we are actually providing specific products due to today's current crisis and whatnot to ensure that we provide the right services and products that you need at a reasonable price when it comes to medical face masks, when it comes to hand sanitizer, and when it comes to latex gloves and things of that nature, and etc. and so forth, toilet paper, paper towels. But we have what you need. Also, family, don't forget that Larry's Anything Goes is a part of an affiliate marketing network known as Gold Standard Partners, where you have the opportunity to buy cryptocurrency and allow others to invest with you as becoming an affiliate marketing partner. And obviously, if they purchase a package with the program, you're able to make money off their package purchases and make money off of their crypto purchases and things of that nature. If you want to join, please follow the links in the description, and I'll give you a call as soon as you sign up and purchase a package, and we'll go from there. But definitely, it's all about the best way to make money moves is to have currency with one another and to ensure that currency is always being spoken of on all levels, so it benefits everyone and not just one specific person. That's a lot of things that people forget about. So think about joining the program, and we'll be able to go from there. But if not, either way, it's always appreciated. And thank you for watching. And hopefully you guys have a great day and continuously make money moves so you don't live broke like a fool. Take care. As you can see, with our various products, we have our financial apparel, as you see, wearing There's Anything Goes t-shirt, Financial Intelligence is Sexy, face masks, latex gloves, things of that nature, to obviously ensure the safety of you and your family all at the same time. We want to ensure that you get the best products and see the actual products that we're actually providing for you, and giving you another view of not only the shirts and the medical masks, but actually another view of actual latex gloves and the actual hand sanitizer. Because one thing we've learned throughout this unfortunate crisis is that we have to take more precautionary measures to ensure not only the safety for ourselves, but for our families. And having a great pair of hand sanitizers, latex gloves, and medical face masks will ensure that safety. And with all that being said, hopefully you guys will check out our online store. We have the various products that you see here. With a couple of clicks, especially if you're paying via PayPal, it makes life that much easier for you to purchase our various products, especially during this unfortunate situation. You see the apparel from Larry's Anything Goes. We have the medical products when it comes to hand sanitizer, latex gloves, medical face masks, things of that nature, and various other products. So please check out Larry's Anything Goes. Support small local businesses. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully that you have a good day.